Hey guys, this is a setup for a portable system for a Lowrance active target or the Garmin Livescope. So I want to use it on my boat and for ice fishing. So I've designed a pole to use on the boat and a different one for ice fishing. So as you can see on the end here, I have a little protective, it's an electronics case to protect it, so it'll be banged around when I move it around. So as you can see, this is a Scotty brand rod holder, designed like this on Amazon. They make a holder that can either be inserted from the top or the side. So I got one for the side because my boat already had the other kind, so it fit right in the same holes. I mounted one that had as well as a side connector, so I can just put this upside down, slide it in, turn it back up, and it will hang on the side of my boat with this Scotty connector for a rod holder. And then I just shoved it into this pipe. This is actually a black water pipe from Menards that they sell in 5-foot lengths. And I put the PVC pipe inside of it. I think it was a 1-inch PVC pipe that fit inside of this one. And I just had to paint the PVC pipe part so it looked better in black. This pipe was already black. At the top, just a 90-degree fitting and about an 8-inch piece so I can aim the transducer, and it slides nice inside that other pipe. At the bottom I just put a little screw, you can see that, to hold it from moving up and down, and I capped the end so it wouldn't fill with water. So this is nice and smooth for rotating your transducer, and I believe this will work pretty well for sliding in to the rod holder and letting it hang on the side of my boat. So when I move, go to another fishing location, I can pull it out, put it in sideways and slide it back in, and I may have to wrap something around it so it doesn't jiggle loose if I'm going through waves, to make sure it doesn't wiggle out of there, but we'll see how it works. Now we'll talk about the portable box. It's like a dry box. I used a Flambeau plastic box. I think it's like $44 on Amazon. I like the black, they make it in red. And I installed an electronic panel on the front for all my switches. And I have a 7-inch HDS Live unit on a gimbal mount, which I think will work out great for putting in the fish house and being able to view it. And also in the boat, I'll just set it center of my boat and observe it there and see how the 7-inch works. Here's the dry box for holding all the electronics. I installed a switchboard. I've got a USB socket. I've got the voltmeter, tells you how many volts are on the battery, and to turn on the active target, and the graph up here. They can independently be shut off that way. And you have extras too if you want to have a 12-volt charge port. This has a USB charge port on this side, in case you want to charge your phone. But it's a handy little setup with a switchboard. On the side you can see where I mounted the computer module with screws on the outside to hold it in place. On the other side I have 1 3/8 hole, 1 3/8 hole, and then a big rubber grommet, and that's where I can pull or push in some more cable for the transducer and store the rest of the cable inside. You just cut the 1 3/8 hole with a hole saw, and you can order these rubber grommets on Amazon. And I also installed an external charge port to plug the AC current in, which is wired up to my lithium battery charger inside, so I don't have to take anything apart to charge the battery. I can just plug it right in with extension cord. And of course I mounted the fish graph here on the top with a little gimbal, a little mini gimbal mount, and another grommet with a hole to protect the wires when they're moving. Here's a close-up of the transducer mounted on the pole, and you leave a little slack. And I use this Velcro closures. You can get for electronics Velcro closures rather than using cable ties, which are a little bit harder digging into your cable. I don't think that's a great idea. So I just they're easy to take on and off. And here's the Scotty rod holder. Then we'll go inside the box. You can just tip the box open like that and let the fish graft just sit there on the surface. Another grommet on the inside because there's 2 layers of plastic here, and I want to protect them with some more rubber grommets so when it opens and closes it won't rub the wires. You can store all the extra cable for the transducer in here. And you can see buried in the bottom is my lithium battery charger, because if you're using a lithium battery you want to use the right charger. And that's just ready to go whenever I plug in the cable on the outside. Here's my Dakota 10 amp hour 12 volt battery. Very lightweight. These have very high ratings. They're made in North Dakota. Really good transducer batteries to run all your electronics. You can see the back of all the wires. I chose to go with a 5 amp fuse, which runs the HDS 7 and the active target, because both together would have a maximum rating of 3.9 and an average rating of 3.2 amps, so it's well within the 5 amps. You can run them both off of that, and actually the active target came with a 5 amp fuse. Here's the computer module. It's very massive and pretty heavy with the heat sinks to cool it. So it fits really nicely, screwed to the side of the box. And a few extra cables just in there and some extra fuses over there. But everything fits really nicely. A little bit of foam pad just to protect the cables that are moving in and out from the wiring here. So everything fits in that box really nicely. It's waterproof. Okay, here's the setup I have for ice fishing for a transducer holder. I've got PVC pipe, a 3/4 inch PVC pipe, a little fitting here that I screwed into a little toggle handle so I can tighten that down, and I can adjust for the height of the hole as far as how much the ice goes. Just tighten this down, and then this will stop right there. I've got some legs that will go over the hole. One extra one. So these just pop right in there. Easy to transport without it sticking all over. Put the core in there. You can sit right in your hole, and you can easily pivot it around with the handle to adjust where you're aiming. I still need to put an arrow on the top of that so you can tell which way it's aiming. But that's my ice system. It doesn't have to be as long as the one for the boat, just so you can cover about 30 inches of ice. And that's the ice deucer. And again, here's the electronics case, $7.99 from Amazon, that you can put over the end of the active target or your Panoptix Livescope to protect that from getting banged around because you're moving it on and off the ice or in and out of your boat. So it fits on here. You can zip it up part way. That way I think it's going to protect it kind of nicely when you go to transport it. This has got some weight to it, but it's pretty well balanced to move around and just, I'll take it in and out of my boat. I'm not going to leave it in my boat when I'm not using my boat on the lake there. Hopefully that'll give you some ideas for a way that you can make a portable system for either your Panoptix Livescope or your Lowrance active target to transport it for your boat and for ice fishing. I didn't really want to mount it permanently to my boat because I use it for ice fishing. So this way I can use it both ways, and it should be easy on and off. And we'll see how good this system will work here. Get on the water pretty soon. Thanks for watching.